Okay, this video is going to show you how to make a nameplate. You can see this is the finished product here. Let's start from the beginning. We're going to look at this from the front. Sketch, tell it where to sketch, click on it. Let's make a rectangle, corner rectangle. And we're going to have this be 4 inches wide by 2 inches high. So dimension, I'm going to make that 4. Make that 2. 3. I don't like that. Let's try 2 again. As long as it's highlighted, type in. Great. We're going to extrude this. Make that 2.5 inches deep. See what that looks like. Great, we've got a block. I'd like the front to be slanted, so we're going to sketch. I turned it to the right, looking at it from the side. Sketch on the right side. My line tool. Click here, 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 here. We make a triangle. This is optional, but I'm gonna click on this side of the triangle and then that side of the triangle and see it's telling what degrees. I'm gonna make that 75 degrees. Alright, now extrude and say remove, change blind to through all, and we've got a slanted front. Now do that again, sketch on this side, get my line tool, and I'm gonna go here, 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 close it up. And I want this to be 0.25 inches thick. So click from here, here, and then on the line. So notice this is telling us the distance between these two lines here. 0.25. And then I could go from line to line, but I'm not sure this is parallel. 2 possible ideas. Up here, we have this thing called coincident. If you don't see it, you can go to search tools and look for this. But if I click on the drop-down arrow, I could say parallel. Click on that, and it forces them parallel. Now that I know they're parallel, I can dimension from one line to the next and say the distance between this, I want it to be 0.25. Alright, it's one way. But if alternatively, I could have gone to the dimension tool and clicked on this dot to that dot and made that distance 0.25, and then this dot to that line and 0.25. That would have achieved the same thing, would have forced the line parallel. But this is fine. I like that, what we did. Alright, and finally extrude. And we're going to remove. And we're going to say through all. Fine, we've got our slanted base for the nameplate. Now we're going to put our name on it. Sketch on here. Get our letter tool. And I'm going to write my last name. And we want this to fit on here, so the nameplate itself was 4 inches wide. So I'm going to dimension my name and make the length of my name 3 inches. And again, so there's 4 inches total, and I'd like this to be centered. If I put this side and say that the distance between my name and that edge of the nameplate is 0.5, it'll be centered. And why not do the same thing for the distance from the top to my name? Click here, click on my name. Now we're talking about the distance in between these things. 0.5, enter. And before we get out of that, let's extrude. Let's say, let's look at this from the side. That way we can see what it's doing. So it's going up like that. Remember, I could click this arrow here to change the direction, and it would go that direction. And right now we're adding. It's kind of interesting, but that's one way. I'm going to remove. And by the way, you can see it's sort of removing, but it's coming out that way. If we look at this from the back, it's hard to tell, but it didn't work. So I can fix this one of 2 ways. I could grab this arrow, pull it back that way. I just want to see something. Is this going to hit the back? Oh. But I could have used the arrow to change the directions too. So this arrow and that arrow are the same thing. I'm just going to check mark this. And it looks right. Okay, there's your nameplate.